Today we have with us Rudy Cuzzetto, a member of the Provincial Parliament of Ontario for Mississauga Lakeshore, and also Parliamentary Assistant for Internal Audits to the President of the Treasury Board and Minister of Finance, Peter Bethlen-Falvey. I hope I said everything right.
Perfect.
So, Mr. Cuzzetto, I would like to begin by talking about the 2021 budget. We know that the Government of Ontario already started the process of preparing it. So would you say that it will be a budget like never before?
I think it will be a budget like never before. It will be more of a recovery budget. I'll be honest, I've been doing budget consultations for over a week from morning to night, listening to the people of Ontario, what they would like to see in the 2021 budget. Like if you look at compared to last year's 2020 budget, we've already increased our spending by $25 billion more. Like that is an incredible amount of money that will be spent going forward to improve the province of Ontario and the recovery, of the province and worldwide. You see how the pandemic has hurt us all worldwide. I'm not sure how it's hit in Portugal. I know that my background's Italian, and I know that it hit Italy very hard. So I imagine it hit Portugal as hard as it hit Italy as well. So, it's going to be difficult, but we have to, I agree in spending money on a rainy day, and today is a rainy day. I think that when you're in good times, you should put money away for the rainy day, which is occurring right now. So that's the nice thing about our government. As soon as we got elected in 2018, we had started to find savings in government. So when these rainy days like today, like COVID-19 come, we were able to spend money where we're supposed to be spending it, on healthcare, on long-term, on the recovery of small businesses, in our schools. And that's what we've done as a government.
Would you say that this increase of spending will somehow mean a sacrifice for the population of Ontario?
Well, right now we hope that we're not going to have to increase our taxes for the people of Ontario. We're looking at finding savings in government, and that's what I'm doing at the Treasury Board in internal audits. We're finding much more efficient ways to work in government. It's bringing the rigor of business into government, because if you look at a business, if they overspend, they go bankrupt. A province or a country doesn't do that, they increase taxes. So we have to find those savings in government, and that's what we're doing. And we're so lucky to have Peter Bethlen-Falvey as the president of the Treasury Board and the Minister of Finance. Peter comes from a broad background in finances. So it's to have, we're fortunate. I'm just going to say we're fortunate to have Peter, because if Peter cannot get us out of this, no one will be able to get us out of this in the province of Ontario.
Okay. We know that the 2021 budget will be delivered by March 31st, but could you walk us through the main stages of the process? What has been done so far and what still needs to be done?
Well, like I said, we're working right now. We're consulting with our community across, from healthcare to long-term care to education, mental health. Mental health is a big issue that has been coming up through our consultation, because, let's be honest, it's been hard for people, being, stuck in their home, our children too, So these are things that we've been working on in the budget. I can't tell you exactly what will be in the budget because we're still consulting, and, and we're going to leave that up to at the end of March when we do present the budget. But it will be a very robust budget, and I think it will touch on everybody's needs in the province of Ontario.
Okay, so as you said, the government is asking for people to give their ideas regarding this budget. How can people participate? How can they send their ideas?
Well, you can submit it to ontario.ca/budget consultation, as well as, like I said, I'm holding daily. Today, I think I have 5 pre-budget consultation. I started at 8 o'clock this morning and it will be ending at 8 o'clock tonight. So, through the province of Ontario. And the lucky thing today, because of Zoom, we don't have to drive from one location to another. So I could put back-to-back meetings so we can jump on to the next meeting right away. And, it's been an eye-opener of a lot of things that people are asking out there, during this time. And like I said, mental health has come up a lot during this period.
So you said that you are having lots of meetings, pre-consultation meetings. What was the best idea for the budget you heard so far?
Like I said, support for mental health. I think that's the one. Yes. I'm gonna stay, and long-term care as well. But there's support. Mental health has been coming up a lot during our consultation.
And what would you say that could be done differently?
Well, be honest, we're the first government that's ever had a minister of mental health, Michael Tabolo. Like for years and years, no other government has had a minister of mental health. And that's the nice thing about Michael. He is very thorough on that ministry. He's got it, he knows what he's talking about. And we're blessed to have a gentleman like Minister Tabolo to look at that portfolio and take care of that portfolio.
So let's talk a bit about the Portuguese community. Is it somehow being involved in this process?
Oh, yes, it is. I am having a consultation. It's Saturday with the Portuguese community. So I'm more than ready to listen to what the Portuguese community has to offer in this budget. I know that there's a lot of, very strong advocates for the Portuguese community that will be coming out to this consultation. So I'm really going to be happy to hear from them to give us their feedback on what they want to see in the budget for 2021.
Do you have any expectations regarding this meeting? Do you think that the Portuguese community is more focused on some specific topics?
Well, I'm not sure because like I said, it's COVID now, so they might be shifting from what they would have thought would have been something that they wanted in a budget, but now because they are aware there's a recovery budget for after COVID, they might change their ideas of where they want the province to go and what direction they want the province to go.
So from what I understand, it might be too soon to ask you how the budget will specifically help the Portuguese community.
It would be a little too early. Let me hear from the Portuguese community on Saturday, and then we'll take it from there.
Okay, right. So we talked a lot about the future, but we can focus on the present for now. What kind of provincial helps are being given to the population in general in Ontario and to the Portuguese community specifically?
I look at what we've done now for small business owners, and there's a lot of Portuguese small business owners. We put $1.4 billion in the grants for small business owners. So that has been really good to help them through this difficult times. I feel terrible for the mom and pop shops, they're called, and they're, family owned, first generation immigrants, some of them are, and, it's been very difficult for them during this time. So we've been putting a lot of support into that, as well as in education. We've put in $1.4 billion into education, plus we're putting in another $398 million into education, which is very important, as well as our long-term care facilities. We've been investing a lot of money into long-term care over this time. We've just put in another $398 million to support for long-term care facilities. That's been an issue, I think, around the world, the long-term care facilities for our seniors. I think COVID has really shone a light on long-term care. I know that, the last 15 years here in the province of Ontario, there was only 611 long-term care beds built in the province. And now I look at my own area right here in Mississauga Lakeshore, we're building 640 beds right here. And through the province, we're going to hit over 15,000 beds being built and reallocated as well. So this is a great news for the long-term care facilities and for our seniors. And I think that we're going to look at investing more into home care as well, because home care is very important to keep our seniors at home. I look at, your background, my background, as we always looked after our our parents always looked after their parents, and and I think that that's why home care is so great. If we can keep our parents in their own homes, it's the best thing. Like my mother was able to stay in her own home until the age of 90. After she passed away 6 days after her 90th birthday. So keeping someone in their own home is the best for our seniors, and that's what we have to concentrate on. Keeping them in their home. I'm going to say this because my mother always used to come up with a saying, but she would say it in Italian. My background's Italian. She would say, a mother can look after 10 children, but 10 children cannot look after a mother, right? And it's true if you really think about it, and that's something that's always kept in my heart, and that's why I advocate so hard for seniors, because I know how important they are to our community. Unfortunately, I lost my father when I was 19 from asbestosis. So, and I only had my mother, and it was hard for her, but I lived with her until I got married. But then she lived on her own, and she lived a good life on her own. But it's difficult. But that's why we have to support our seniors. I think it's I'm getting emotional. Our backbone, and we learn a lot from them, and I think we have to invest in our seniors.
Very well, Mr. Cuzzetto. I've asked all of my questions. I don't know if you want to leave a final message of hope for our Portuguese audience.
Well, you know what? I want to thank the Portuguese community for everything they've contributed to this country. They've done a lot for us. And I know here in Mississauga Lakeshore, we have a lot of Portuguese as well. And I want to thank them for everything they do day in and day out. And let's keep united together, and let's get through COVID-19. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.